Good morning, beloveds. All right. It is November 22nd. It's Monday. And our title is Today I bestow the essence of love upon everything. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. And that is Romans 13:10. The law of the Lord is perfect, and the law of the Lord is love. We are made perfect in the law when we enter into the communion of love with one another and with the invisible essence of life. Love is the fulfillment of law. That is, we can never make the most perfect use of the law unless that use is motivated by love, by a sincere desire to express unity, harmony, and peace. As the true artist weds himself to the essence of beauty, imbibing her spirit that it may be transmuted to the canvas or awakened in a living form from a cold marble, so we must wed ourselves to the essence of love that we may imbibe its spirit and transmitting it, give loveliness to all events. I desire that everything I think shall be from the heart as well as from the head. I wish to release kindness and love, sympathy and understanding, peace and joy. No condemnation, judgment, or fear shall go from me to anyone or anything. Today I bestow the essence of love upon everything. Everyone shall be lovely to me. My soul meets the soul of the universe in everyone. Nothing is ugly. Everything is beautiful. Everything is meaningful. This love is a healing power touching everything into wholeness, healing the wounds of experience with its divine balm. I know that this love essence, the very substance of life, the creative principle back of everything, flows through my whole being, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. It flows in transcendent loveliness into my world of thought and form, ever renewing, vitalizing, bringing joy and harmony and blessing to everything and everyone it touches. It's a tall order. It's a tall order. It's a tall order to love. And it should be, because we should love consciously. And we also should love subjectively. That's one of the things that I loved when I was learning about Buddhism, which is not a religion, it's a philosophy. So you can be a science of mind and a Buddhist at the same time. But the difference, they have, a lot of languages have different words for love. If you go to Latin, there's seven. And when the Buddhists looked at love, one of the things that they did was they made love subjective, because love should be about the person. It shouldn't be an object. I think that in the Western cultures, we get a little too, subjective about love, because we tend to use the word love for objects that do not have their own thoughts and feelings. And then when we use love about subjects who do have their own thoughts and feelings, it still can be a little selfish. When we talk about love, we talk about how it affects us. And we don't necessarily take into account how it affects the subject of our love. And that's one of the reasons why tough love is a thing. Because if I love you, but what you are doing is not good for you, then I can love you, but I can't support what you're doing. And that's where we get the idea of tough love. Because I have to do what's best for you, not for me. And that's one of the things that is super important to look at when you're in relationships. Because sometimes you want to be in relationships with people, be they friend relationships, love relationships, parent-child relationships, and your presence in their life isn't or their presence in your life isn't the best for either one of you. Sometimes you need that distance. And you think, well, but if I love them, then I should do this for them. No, if you love them, maybe you need to let them be. Maybe you need to let them have that space. Maybe you need to take that space, and not answer that call. It is what it is. And that's why I say we should love consciously. And I don't mean love to be hard. I don't. Love should be easy. It should be our first response. But we should do it consciously, not unconsciously. And we should take into account the subject, the thoughts and feelings of the person on the other side of the equation when it comes to love. And doing what's best for a loved one isn't always easy. All right, so today I bestow the essence of love upon everything. And love worketh no ill to his neighbor. That's what I'm talking about. If we are only doing what's best for ourselves, then we aren't necessarily doing what's best for our neighbor either. Therefore, love is fulfilling the law. Romans 13:10. And that's why I say, if you ever want to check with what you're asking for, you have to ask yourself two questions. Who does it help and who does it hurt? If it helps one person but harms none, you're good. If it helps a whole lot of people but harms one, you got to ask yourself, well, could I do it differently where I don't harm that one? And if it hurts a lot of people, well, then we're out. So, the law of the Lord is perfect, meaning the law of the Lord is whole. And the law of the Lord is love. We are made perfect in the law when we enter into the communion of love with one another and with the invisible essence of love, the communion, the communication, where we talk about what is important to each member of this equation, however it is. The communion of love. It is a community, meaning every voice should be heard. The love is the fulfillment of the law. That is, we never can make the most perfect use of the law unless that use is motivated by love, by a sincere desire to express unity, harmony, and peace. And there it is. There it is. We make the full use of the law when we use it in love. But when we use it in love, it is the sincere desire to express unity, harmony, and peace. So it's like unity, harmony, and peace are extremely important to the expression of love. Thus, the true artist weds himself to the essence of beauty, imbibing her spirit that it may be transmuted to the canvas or awaken a living form from the cold marble. And he got that from, I think it was either Michelangelo. I think it was Michelangelo, who said that they free the statue from the marble, the block of marble. And that's what it is. It's about freeing the true form from what's going on. So we must wed ourselves to the essence of love, that we may imbibe its spirit, and transmitting it, give loveliness to all events. When we walk into chaos, when we walk into a mess, when we walk into the juiciness of life, are we bringing love with us? I mean, we are, because of who we are, because we carry that love within us. But the question is, are we letting it flow into the situation? Because if we let it flow into the condition, to the situation, to the event, then we change the event. And while we may not be the one to fix the event, we can start the process. I desire that everything I think shall be from the heart as well as from the head. And that's super important. That's why we are the science of mind, because we believe in balancing the head and the heart. You want to take both into the situation. You want to think with love, but you also want to be reasonable. You know, frequently that's where love gets us in trouble, when our heart runs away with us and we don't take logical steps. So we want to think with our head and our heart. It's one of the reasons why I love the awkward yeti. It's a cartoon that I follow on social media, and it's a conversation between brain and heart. And it's interesting, the dynamic between the two of them. It is extreme because it's a cartoon, but it makes you think. I wish to release kindness and love, sympathy and understanding, peace and joy. No condemnation, judgment, or fear shall go from me to anyone or anything. Today, I bestow the essence of love upon everything. If you just heard the mission, everyone shall be lovely to me. My soul meets the soul of the universe in everyone. Jesse likes to use the phrase Jove nods to Jove. The God in me. That's exactly what namaste means. The divine in me recognizes the divine in you. So when you say namaste, that's what you're doing. You are recognizing the divine in them. You are recognizing the God in them. You are recognizing the Christ consciousness within them. And it is that within you which recognizes them. Nothing is ugly. Everything is beautiful. Everything is meaningful. This love is a healing power, touching everything into wholeness, healing the wounds of experience with its divine balm. And I like that phrase, healing the wounds of experience, because we all have them. We all have experiences that make us go, I can't do this anymore. And then we sit in that divine space and we allow that divine love to flow into us. And we go, yeah, no, I've got this. I can do this. I know that this love essence, the very substance of life, the creative principle back of everything, flows through my whole being, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. It flows in transcendent loveliness into my world of thought and form, ever renewing, vitalizing, bringing joy and harmony and blessing to everything and everyone it touches. All right. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to bestow the essence of love upon everything. Where do we get the essence of love? Well, that's where you go within, you go into that God space, you go into that place that nothing has ever been wrong. What I like to call the unfiltered God, where divine love surrounds you. And you let it flow into you and you let it fill you. And you know it's coming from an inexhaustible source. So you let it flow out. You let it flow out. And you let it flow out in your actions, and you let it flow out in your words, and you let it flow out in your thoughts. And that's the mission. And that's the mission every day. Every day. But every day we change the words just a little bit. Every day. One of these days, or maybe several of these days, you hear it in such a way that it tugs the right place in your heart, and you go, oh, that's the law. That's the law. That's the divine principle. That's what I was searching for. Or some days, that's just what I needed to hear today. All right, beloveds, I'm also going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever it looks like. Be it big, be it small, it doesn't matter. It is merely the act of every day doing something for yourself that shows your love for yourself, shows your compassion for yourself, shows your kindness for yourself. It is a practice. It is a practice that makes it permanent. It is designed to help create that habit, to create that default setting so that your first response when things go sideways or upside down or just a little nuts, that you can respond to yourself and to others. Because if you can respond to yourself, you can respond to anyone with love, with kindness, with compassion, with understanding, with peace, with joy, with harmony. All those qualities of God that we are always working on, that we're always bringing ourselves into alignment with, so that things work just a little bit better. All right, beloveds. I also encourage you, as I always do, to go and engage your mind and your body in whatever way that looks like to you. I do also encourage you to drink plenty of water and to go get that face full of sun early in the day. It's good for your vitamin D levels. It also helps to reset all those hormones, and it just feels good. It just feels good. Early morning sun's the best kind. Sometimes later in the day it's too hot. Or, So that gentle warming sensation is a little bit like feeling love anyway. Okay, beloveds. I also encourage you, as I always do and always will, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live on heaven right here, right now. It is all around you, always. We just take that little phrase from Emma and say, look for the good and praise it. Look for the good and praise it. Because the more you look, the more you find. The more you find, the more there is. That's how good multiplies. All right, beloveds. It's Monday. The books today, I think they're on this thing called You, which is a fantastic book. That's today. I think it's at 7 our time. If you want to know, it's done on Zoom because the practitioner leading it is in Knoxville, Tennessee. So email info@creativelife.org and check that out. And do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Do what you need to do. Have a great day, an amazing day, a wonderful day, a fantastic day, a stupendous day, a quiet day, or a loud day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. But whatever else you do, know that you are loved. You are a beloved child of God, always. It's a state of grace. It can't be earned. It can never be lost. It is granted. It is always granted. It is granted by the divine love. So know who you are. Know who you are. And when you start there, everything else becomes possible. So catch us on social media. Know that Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. And take care of yourself. All right, beloveds. Have a wonderful day. I will see you next time.